Hello, beautiful people. Carl here from Games, Brains and Headbanging Life, gbhblofficial for short. It's a bouncy pick. It's actually from a beer pong set that's really old, and all these balls the cats love. They bounce. So they love chasing them around, but they always end up underneath couches and then forgotten about until the couch gets moved, and then they get discovered, of course. I'll get into why couches might be being moved shortly. But for now, how are you? How is everything? Are you enjoying life at the moment? Have you had a good July? Because we're at the end of it. It is, what is it today? I lose track of the days, particularly when I'm not at work. It is the 26th of July, 2025. August is next month. And what happens in August? Good stuff happens in August as well. I turned 41 in August. That's depressing. To be honest, I don't think about it too much. I don't really care that much about my birthday. You know, when you're a kid, you obviously best thing in the world. And don't get me wrong, people are cool and nice to me and like loved ones and all of that. But it's not a big deal. Particularly, I think in the last since we started going to Bloodstock, because 95% of the time, my birthday is falling on Bloodstock weekend, as it does again this year. And that kind of means it's easier to kind of just focus on Bloodstock, and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, like Lou and Brendan and I've always Gemma and Nick and all them. They've always tried. The people who come to Bloodstock have always tried to make it important, and that's cool. But yeah, it feels less and less important the older I'm getting, And I think that's a common thing in all people. I'm not looking going, oh my god, I'm getting so much older. I don't feel my age. I don't know what a 41-year-old is supposed to be doing. I mean, I guess from society standards, I'm supposed to have several children, own a house. We'll get onto that later on. Own a house, have a stable job. What else? I don't know. Beer belly, weekly cribbage game. I don't know. I generally don't know what. There's a rough outline of what society expects, but of course the contract between us and society was destroyed years ago. From the unaffordability of actually owning your own home for most people to secure jobs being a bit of a joke, well-paid jobs, and even that side of things. To like the unaffordability of having several children, all of this stuff that that was once possible. You could be a single income family, own your own place, and raise two children, and that kind of thing in a very British values kind of way, whatever that might mean. Now, obviously, that is simply impossible. So nobody wants to do that, and I certainly didn't. Not that this decision was made recently. This decision was made a very, very long time ago. It probably maybe too much sharing too much information, but I had a vasectomy when I was like 30, which is actually really difficult to get. Because of course they don't really want to give vasectomies to people who are young in that. I might have been in my late 20s. I think it was actually even earlier than that. But I went to my doctor and I put forward a very, very good case, enough that he was more than happy to agree to it. And of course this decision wasn't made alone, obviously. But yeah, that was done a very, very long time ago. So like that, I made that decision ages ago to never have any more children. Dan is more than enough of a handful, and I love him, obviously. But yeah, no, I didn't want to do it again, and Lou didn't want to do it, so there we go, And there was always that thing, people be like really rude to her and be like, oh, what if you change, like, do you know what I mean? Stuff like that, where they automatically like presume that it's because she's a woman that she's like inherently going to want children at some point, like how biological clock's ticking, and that means she's going to get broody and all this sort of nonsense stuff. People can be really, really weird and rude about stuff like that. That's never been the case. Don't know how I got onto this. It's because I'm getting older. That's why. That's what it is. I'm talking about stuff like that. There were other aspects contained in it as well. But yeah, I'll turn 41 in about 2-ish weeks' time. Bloodstock weekend, which is also coming up, and that is what I'm very excited about. But before we get into that, I'm on annual leave. We haven't spoken in a few weeks. I think I mentioned last time we spoke that I was leading up to annual leave. Well, I'm now in it. This is actually the time recording the end of my first week of 2 weeks off. And it's been a good week. I haven't done loads, but to be fair, that was always the plan. This is 2 weeks off where I really didn't want to do much. To be fair, some plans have gone awry, and that's mainly related to the house. Which has meant really I'm doing more just sitting in a flat more than actually doing anything else, where initially there was a hope, or at least a plan, a possibility of moving or doing stuff in this period of time. That isn't the case. I will explain why, or at least give you the information that I have as to why we are still not in the owning of the home like at that stage yet. But yeah, so week off, mostly just indoors, mostly doing site content. I started off the week doing some fixes on the site, making it run a bit better, improved speed and stuff like that. That's all going really, really well. And then a lot of smaller tasks, finalising Bloodstock content in the written perspective, and just putting reviews and content up as well, because with the changes at work, which, now a month, well, officially before I went to leave, I did a month of it. I don't have as much time at work as I previously said, but it's going well, so no complaints there. So that's been most of the week. Got to Thursday, went out for a show, for a gig, Mastiff at the 229 with Worn Out, Cops and Believe in Nothing. That was a great time, a lot of fun, great chance to catch up with people, just meet people and say hello to people is always a lot of fun. Great bands, of course, as well, doing brilliant stuff, and always enjoy seeing Mastiff live, love seeing Worn Out live. I Believe in Nothing was new, and that was quite unique and cool, and the second time I've seen Cops, but this time I actually seen them, whereas before it was at Cineration Fest, but from at the back of the Dev. So that was a very, very good night. Lots of drunk, not drunk, but enjoyably, had a good time. With Dan and Elle there as well, so it was a foursome, so that was a good night. And then basically spent yesterday finalising Single Slam, doing a few bits on the site, and then just kind of watching some shows really until Lou went to bed. And then I played some Xbox, playing My Favourite Neighbourhood, or the Neighbourhood, the Friendly Neighbourhood. I can't remember what it's called now. It's a new game on Xbox Game Pass. First person sort of action adventure shooter game involving puppets that have come to life. Anyway, so now it's today. It's Saturday, the time I'm recording, and in a short while should be heading over to Brendan's to hang out there. So that's gonna be gonna be fun today. Looking forward to that. Some drinks, and whatever else we're doing around there. I guess what else? Mainly catch up with content, as I said this week. Interviews as well, plenty of those. Got even more next week because I've got no gigs planned next week, but that's mainly because at the end of that week, family barbecue. I've then got 2 shifts at work, 2 night shifts, Monday and Tuesday at work, and then Wednesday morning finish, and then off from then across Bloodstock, and for a week after Bloodstock. So that's going to be awesome. This time off has allowed me to really feel prepared for Bloodstock. We've got all our crap piled up over there. We bought what we've needed to buy. We've looked at what we need to buy. We've looked at what we don't need to bring this time, and how we can cut down what we're bringing and stuff like that. I feel really super prepared for Bloodstock. Really excited for it, of course. It's such a big event for us. We will be doing some press there as well, as always. Of course, it's not the highest priority for us. In what I mean is in the sense that we will go into Bloodstock no matter what. That was always, there's never in doubt. We want to go via VIP, so we've already got our VIP tickets. We had them from last year. Then we asked for press in regards to doing interviews, so we can get access to the press area and the press tent. And that is what we have. That is what we'll be doing. Ideally looking maybe about 2 hours per day. Barring 1 or 2 that are a little bit spread out, but for the most part it's just trying to pack everybody into a short amount of time as much as possible. Got plenty of interviews lined up already. Really excited to talk to people, really excited to just chat and see people, and just enjoy what's going on. Our Bloodstock is just so much fun, so exciting. While prepping for that at the same time, I suppose the big thing, and I guess I have to talk about it, of course, is the house buying side of things. So this week was always about hopefully ideally moving out, or at least starting the moving out process. Obviously we have a contract till September 27th officially here, and that allows us the freedom to kind of take our time moving out. But things haven't progressed as much as we would have liked. In fact, in the last couple of weeks it's kind of ground to a halt, a frustrating halt, to the point where I now believe someone on the opposite side, maybe it's just paranoia, but I think someone is purposely trying to delay things. And this is how it goes, right? So we went from, we'll put it this way, our solicitor had requested a completion date of a week ago, a few weeks back. They said no, they couldn't do that. Okay, no worries. Let's try and arrange a new date. And then nothing really happened. So I'm pushing. I'm constantly badgering our solicitors, who is just oh, we haven't heard anything back. Well, we'll let you know. And it's that. I hate not knowing stuff, and or being completely out of the loop. Anyway, then randomly last week, literally Friday last week, we get an email from the estate agents. These estate agents basically wanting to arrange a completion date with everybody involved, and that was messy to begin with, because basically we were very clear from the start. Any day you want, barring the 4 days, or technically 5, we're at Bloodstock. And they then chose Bloodstock. They chose Friday the 8th of August. I mean, we were like, are you kidding me? Any day before, any day after. And that's what you choose. Anyway, we kind of sort of said that. I was like, look, we do anything. And then it was like, oh, they can't do this because of logistics and moving vans and all of that. If you can't do, and then they're all away after we come all away throughout August. So it'll be September otherwise. We were like, we can't fucking drag this out till September. Are you kidding me? So we established, because we're first time buyers, we didn't really get it. We established we didn't really need to be home for a completion to take place effectively. So we said, you know what, fine, we'll do it. We'll do Friday the 8th of August. We're happy with that. We said, yeah, we'll do it. We'll bow to what everyone else bloody wants here, even though we couldn't believe the fact that we feel like we're constantly being told, oh yeah, can you do this? But nobody's doing anything for us in that regard. So anyway, so we agreed that, and the agent was like, excellent, well, hopefully everything should move smoothly and that we can start the exchange process next week, which was this week. And we've had nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. I've been in contact with the solicitors 3 times this week, ending yesterday, for the weekend. And basically they can't get a response from the seller side solicitors to their inquiries. I've emailed the estate agent twice about it, had no response. I now believe they want to delay it till September, and this is basically the idea. Well, if we just don't reply to anything, not the solicitors, not the solicitors or estate agents, because there's really no benefit for them doing that. Someone in the seller side. I think that's what's happening here, and I think that either not answering emails or purposely delaying things, just maybe not taking the time to reply, knowing that they can get to August and basically it just gets forced into September. Because even now, as of next week, we could still exchange and complete before they all go away, seemingly. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I've resigned myself to this. I'm mad. I am mad. And my last couple of emails to everybody has said as such, Obviously, got to be professional and polite. But what I decided to start implying is that we're not happy. And that while we would obviously lose money to pull out, we are more than willing to do that if we are forced to just sit here and wait indefinitely. That's what I've been saying to people. We cannot just sit here and wait indefinitely for other people to decide what they want to do. This was going all fine. I do not mean things change in it, but I don't think this is necessarily losing the place, so it's all going to fall apart. But the fact of the matter is, it's still not finalised, and it could still happen tomorrow. And that has now got me so frustrated and annoyed that we were just wasting more time. Like, what are we waiting for? And that's the problem. I can't tell you what I'm waiting for. What I was told 2 weeks ago, that there was a transaction that needed to be finalised on the seller's side. Then next thing I said, we're talking about completion dates with the agent, which implies that was all solved. My solicitor doesn't know anything. I don't know if that's because they're useless. They aren't great. They do seem to only do things whenever I bug them, they suddenly snap into action. And I know that's probably commonplace for a lot of people, but it is frustrating for me to sort of see. And I've had at least one tense phone call with our account manager. I say tense just purely because she did a thing where she was just talking. And what she was saying was saying nothing. And a lot of words being said at me, but you're not actually saying anything. So, naturally, I don't like that. So I made sure that was clear. It's like, don't waste either of our time. Make your point. Tell me what you know, rather than talking about how you've done this and done that. I know you've done all of that. You're just repeating yourself. I called you, or didn't even have to call it. I had to get you to call me because we couldn't get an answer. I had to demand in an email that they contact us ASAP, which, funny enough, got a phone call within the next 5 minutes because they start to worry, don't they? As I was saying, yeah, so and that phone call was really based around the fact is, look, I need to know this, you need to find it out. Oh, we can't get a response. So what do we do? Do we just don't do anything then, yeah? Like, we just don't get what the hell? Like, it's insane. So it's exhausting and it's annoying, and I wanted it all to be finalised by now. Our personal situation means if it goes into September, it's not the end of the world. It's not ideal. But as long as we know it's the biggest problem we've been facing is the fact is that we keep getting offered and told, oh, it could be this, it could be that, and then getting nothing finalised. We want a finalisation for completion. We want to exchange. We want to get this stuff done. So even if it's in a month's time, 5-6 weeks time, whatever, if we know that's the day, that is the day, and it's all set in stone, and nobody can fuck around with it. That's better. I'll take it. I'll take it now, because this has been exhausting. We started this process on the 23rd of April. From the solicitor's side, we started the process a couple of weeks before that when it came to viewings. So it's gone on a while already. Surprising, considering how fast things moved and how we were told initially that the seller really wanted to get things moving fast. Well, did ya? Funny that, right? But then there's been a few things we've discovered that maybe been a bit of a lesson about honesty along the way, and just the wording and the choice of way things have been said that's opened our eyes a little bit. As you can tell, I'm a little disillusioned with the entire process. It's a joke. How on earth it's this complex, involves this many different people, and gives some side more power than others. I'm absolutely baffled. Absolutely baffled. If renting wasn't so unstable and so risky, fuck owning a place just for going through this. The fact that, like I said, even now, 4 months into the 4th month, officially, this could all fall apart tomorrow, and we'd have to start again, and then we'd lose a shit ton of money. I mean, what the fuck are we even doing here? Insane. But yeah, that's reality of it is, I'm sorry to kind of bum you out with a really sort of depressing update, but that's it. It's that's where I'm at. My plan is on Monday, I'm going to give it to the afternoon, so everybody has the morning to try and, well, get back to me, and then everyone's getting phone calls, and I mean everyone is getting phone calls. I am not going through another fucking week of no information. I understand I don't get to have control of this, and that's been something I've had to learn. I have to relinquish control. I don't have much here, but not knowing things, not having any information. I don't need to know the ins and outs of what the other side are doing, but if they're delaying things and there's a delay because of something that's involving them, surely I need to know, because I cannot just wait here indefinitely. So that's what's going to be stressed. We're not at the stage of putting ultimatums out. We're not at that stage. I'm willing to still give a little bit more time, but the fact that that's even coming into my head, the conversation of, right, they need to be told, you need to have this sorted, we need a completion date by this point, otherwise we're going to have a different conversation. Like, that's crazy, right? I can't even believe it's got to that. But there you go. But that's what's happening, because it's just dragged to a halt. We kind of hoped we might have got to see some of the summer in this place, just based off how quick and how frantic and how energetic things were to begin with. I'm telling you, like, the fact that we were at one point, I'm telling you, this is crazy, we were at one point going to be looking at trying to complete on Friday the 18th of July. Complete. There you go. Anyway, we shall see what happens. That's about all it is, an update really. That's obviously, it dominates everything. I am happy. I'm in a good mood. I am feeling like, chilled and relaxed about it for the most part. But thanks to distractions more than anything else. I'm a busy guy, you know this. I'm always doing lots of stuff, and I'm preparing for Bloodstock, and seeing family and friends and things like that. That's just makes things easy to forget. It's easy to sort of just move on from it and look at something else and focus on things like this. Everything's going well. It really is. I'm excited for Bloodstock. I'm excited to get out today actually as well. It's a bit miserable. It's been miserable for like the last week, but it's still bloody warm in England, so that's something. What else have I been up to? I've been really up to anything else. I don't really want to talk about work, if I'm honest. I mentioned it briefly. It's going okay, but I don't really want to talk about work because I'm on annual leave, and I do very, very well at just forgetting about work. The good thing is, in my job, I am a number. I'm replaceable, exceptionally replaceable. So I'm able to very easily walk out of there and forget about it. No one's ringing me, no one's texting me, nobody's saying, hey, can you come? Doesn't work like that at my job. No. I'm on annual leave. I am not there. My shifts are being covered by other people, that kind of thing. It's unimportant for me to even think about it. And that's what I've been doing. I haven't thought about it. So I'm not going to talk to you about it at all. What else? What else do I have to talk about? I don't really think I've got anything. I'm really, playing a few games here and there, but don't have as much time. Haven't watched anything really remarkable recently. I am watching The Bear, the FX Disney Channel show, and I do enjoy that. Quite entertaining. Do enjoy that. What else? That's it. I'm going to leave it. You know what? I don't want to, I've said to you before, I don't want to just keep rambling on and wasting your time. If I've got nothing really to say. I may not do one of these before Bloodstock. Depends really what happens in the next week from the house perspective as well. Unless I've got something like really important to say. The next time you hear from me from a state of things might be Bloodstock, after Bloodstock, I think. If you see me there, please say hello, stop and say hello to my favourite thing. My favourite thing, I know it sounds so cheesy, my favourite thing is just getting to meet and see people and just, greet people, remember you, and, I haven't seen you in such a long, long time, yeah. So that would be awesome. If you do see me, do stop and say hello. If not, well, catch you next time. We're doing this. But until then, catch you later. And got anything you want to share with me? Anything you want to tell me about your life, please drop it in the comments. I will, of course, try to reply. But yeah, mention what's going on with your life, anything you need advice with, anything you want to talk about, anything you could advise me about, particularly about dealing with the frustrations I am right now in regards to the house buying process. You know what to do. Just let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. You can find us at gbhbl.com and across all social media platforms. And if you really want to give us a bit of extra support, please consider buying us a cup of coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you.